My name is Keithroy Henry. I can see the dead. One of the dead spirits I used to see is called Mr. Martin. He's my sister's grandfather. When my father used to go to work, he'd pretended as if he was concerned for my well-being. Well, one night, when my father was talking to my sister's grandfather, my father threw urine on my sister's grandfather. My father hated him for what he did to me. However, during this time, I had no idea of what had been done to me. All I knew was that I was a child, and I was on my deathbed. My father got scared, so he went to get an Obi woman to take a look at me. After days and days of my lying in bed, everyone thought I was going to die. Then one morning, I woke up to hear two women talking in my room. The first voice that of the Obi woman, who was called to help me. The second voice was that of woman I could not even see. This voice spoke in an eerie whisper, yet I could hear the faint cries of this mysterious voice saying, "Do I beg of you, do not let him know that I am in his body." The Obi woman that was called to help me told my father nothing about putting the dead spirit in my body. So, as the years go by, strange things start to happen to my body. I start to hear a strange voice in my ears. How was this happening? I did not know. I couldn't tell anyone because they would not understand. However, it was much later that I found out what it was. Some people call it a soucouyant. Some people call it a skinwalker. Now, let me tell you about a soucouyant. A soucouyant is a living person. She lies in bed, in a white sheet, then takes her skin off of her body. After taking her skin off, she moves at the speed of light to get to where she is going. When she gets to her target's house, she climbs upon the roof, finds an opening from the roof, either a chimney or an open window, in order to suck the person's blood, whether they're awake or sleeping. I saw the soucouyant that plagues me. With no skin, she rocks from side to side. She is 5'7", black straight hair that curls at the ends. There is another thing I did not know at the time that I was being possessed. My eyes became light magic in being able to see evil in the world around me. Demonic spirits started to come at me. Speeding towards me, they vanished just before reaching me. Another thing I saw in my house were large white wings, the biggest wings I ever saw, with black acrobats flipping on top of each other, all the way up to the ceiling. The acrobats were very small. One night I went to bed and woke up without any clothes on, and I don't know till this day who took off my clothes. A warning to people with small children. If ever you see your children acting strange, please pray. Take them to get help. Now back to the soucouyant. I found out that the soucouyant died. I found out that the soucouyant was in my mother's body when she was pregnant with me. This is why the soucouyant saw me as a target. The day of my birth was also a very difficult. On that day, my mother and I almost died. The soucouyant came into my body on that day as well. Let me tell you something. The way you live is the way your soul will be when you die. Never forget this. I have pictures of my legs and back. I'm drying up. And the only thing that I know of that can cause this is the soucouyant. I've been to all kinds of doctors. And yet, they say there is nothing wrong with me. I even went to different spiritualists that say I am all crossed up, meaning that this Obi woman that was supposed to help me dressed me by putting curses on me. Getting back to the soucouyant, one must know that, in order for the soucouyant to gain what she sees as powers, she has sold her soul to the devil in order to wreak her havoc in this way. The reason why I know that the soucouyant sold her soul is because, when I was 9 years old, my father came home from his girlfriend one night. when we heard a loud noise coming from behind the house. My father explained to me that we cannot outrun it and that it's looking for blood to drink. He then took me under the house. Whatever was making that noise was still like heavy thuds on the roof. Suddenly this creature puts ants under the house to get us to come out. However, these were no ordinary ants. They were really large. We stayed under the house until the creature finally left, whatever it was. I did not get a look at it, but I was safe. Thank you for hearing my real-life story. May God bless all of you, and stay strong.